Hey dudes, I'm Hilah and welcome to Hilah Cooking. So I've gotten quite a few messages from people saying, hey, what in the kale do I do with kale? So today I'm going to show you a quick little garlic and sesame kale saute, and it's a great way to make quick use of this very healthy green. Yay! First thing you're gonna need to do is wash your kale because it grows in dirt. So I've done that. So I'm just gonna start by stripping the leaves off of the stems. You can totally cook the stems too, but some people don't like it, so I'm gonna show you how to strip it off quick and easy. Just get that kale naked. And if you've never had kale, it's kind of similar to collard greens. It's a little bit milder in texture and flavor, not quite as bitter as collard greens can be sometimes, and a little bit more tender. So it's not as tender as spinach. It's really good though. It's got a lot of vitamins. It's got a lot of iron. So just doing like that. And then, you know, these big end pieces, just sort of tear those up roughly. You know, we're going for kind of a rustic thing here, so don't need to be precise or anything. And you can also, this is a curly kale. As you can see, it's very curly. There's another one called dinosaur kale that's got flat leaves, but whatever. It's all called kale. You could cook it all the same way. Hey, Banjo. You want to help? You want to eat some kale stems? Banjo likes vegetables. Daisy does not. Here you go, buddy. Get it. There you go. Chompy chomp. Chomp, 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 the little dude. He's such a little buffoon. Okay, so I've got my big pile of beautiful fluffy kale here, and we're gonna just saute it real quick. So follow me as I turn to the left. All right, I've got my skillet heating up here. I'm just gonna add a little tiny touch of oil, like half a teaspoon maybe. We're not trying to overdo this or anything. Once the oil's warm, I'm gonna add a little bit of minced garlic. And just let that sizzle for like 30 seconds, just until I can start to like really smell it. So that'll depend on your nose. Now it's smelling good. And I've got some sesame seeds here. You can leave these out if you like, but I do think that sesame goes nice with kale. And I think this dish would go really well with the pork tenderloin earlier this week. So I'm helping you out here, buds. And then we can add our kale, and it's still wet. I haven't like tried to dry it really thoroughly or anything. And you start tossing it around, and it'll wilt down. It's not going to wilt down as much as spinach does, but put some in, add a little bit of salt, just keep stirring it around, and you can add some more as this first little batch wilts. And the salt again will help it, you know, help draw some of the moisture out, help it wilt down. And it'll start to turn really bright green, and just rotate it so that, you know, all the kale comes in contact with the spinach. So you're moving the cooked stuff to the top and letting the uncooked stuff fall to the bottom. You could also do this in a wok. It'd be really easy. Have a lot of room to toss it around. And then you could say, who's ready for some wok and kale? Right? Get people really excited about it. Okay, now that it's almost done, I'm gonna add just a few drops of some toasted sesame oil, and again, this is optional. If you wanted to just go with the garlic and olive oil and salt, that's totally reasonable and fine. Get it all tossed around, and you can see this like shrunk up by about half volume, but it's a lot heartier than spinach. So, you know, this would serve 2 people easily. Okay, and just once it's all evenly wilted, it looks pretty good to me. Turn the heat off and we're ready to serve. Wham blam, thank you, land, for this kale. All right, just put it into my serving dish. Really pretty. So you don't like overcook it or stew it, it just stays this really beautiful green color. Woohoo! And I think the sesame seeds add a lot. I think you could do black sesame seeds and white sesame seeds for a little bit of a yin-yang effect. It's garlicky and sesame-y and kale-y and healthy. You could also, dudes, I bet you could totally serve this over some brown rice with a little bit of cheese on top or something. It would be a really great vegetarian meal. Yum. Oh, I could probably eat this whole bowl myself. Okay, I won't. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them below and I'll get to them as soon as I can. Or if you'd like to share your favorite way to prepare kale, go ahead and leave that in a comment too. I hope you have a great weekend and I'll see y'all next week. Bye. Dan just being a major dick today.